Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 173. And we're doing things a little bit later today. My orientation and mobility worker had a cancellation, so she came and saw me a bit earlier today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from now until 2:30 when Redneck Radio starts, and then we will end then. So I hope everyone's having a good day and had a good night. I have some news for everyone. Got some articles and got some interesting stuff to talk about here. So I've got some Discord stuff and I've got a couple of Twitter articles too. So let's say hi to chat before we move on into the news. Mr. Misanthropic says, shall we have some news? Let's have some news. Green Thunder is here. Hello. Let's see here. Skeptalk, hello. Rolling Bear. Moonshock, I hope you're feeling all right today. I know you had your chemo yesterday, so I hope you're doing all right today. So let's, while we are waiting for more people to trickle on in here, let's log into Twitter and get the news article that I have. And I've also, like I said, got some stuff from Discord open. And we can always jump back into the news for the coffee stream room for more news, because there is a shit ton in there. So let's see. Pincalo. Oh, hi, RVA. Pincalo sent me a story here. I believe it, and I think I have sent myself, I sent myself a story as well. 2 stories here. So let's read what Pincalo has sent us here, because it's just one story. Then we'll get the titular article out of the way early today, and we will carry on from there. So let's see here. This is from The Guardian that Pincalo's got for us. What's the headline here? It's about John Cleese. John Cleese criticized for saying London no longer an English city. Because, how dare he speak the truth? That asshole. Okay, here we go. Let's read about this horrible, horrible statement from John Cleese.
The Fawlty Towers actor John Cleese has been criticized for repeating. More on this story. So does it link. The Fawlty Towers actor John Cleese has been criticized for repeating. Link. His 2011 claim that London was no longer an English city. You are correct.
Well, he's not wrong.
Cleese, 79, tweeted that his friends abroad agreed with his observation, concluding, so there must be some truth in it. The comedian described London as the UK city that voted most strongly to remain in the EU. Almost 60% of residents voted to stay in the bloc in 2016. You are correct.
Well, then he would be correct about that, right? God, how facts make things inconvenient. Criticized? More like slandered, says Maniac Man. Exactly. They are lambasting Cleese right now. Let's see. Never mind, radio started playing. Oh, what? Oh no, not the truth. Yeah, I know, right? Let's see here. Hi, Sir Adamantine. Please tell us about how Canada may hold Zuckerberg in contempt of Parliament. They already have. Hi, Brian Mullins the Fox. Well, he's not wrong, says Mr. Misanthropic. I know, right? We live in a world where telling the truth is increasingly an offense, says Sir Adamantine. What book did I read that in? Yeah, I know, right? I think it was this little known novel called 1984. I know not many people have read it. All right.
The actor later issued a qualified apology following widespread condemnation. In a string of tweets countering accusations that his initial tweet was linked to race, he said, "I suspect I should apologize for my affection for the Englishness of my upbringing, but in some ways I found it calmer, more polite, more humorous, less tabloid, and less money-oriented than the one that is replacing it."
That's not an apology. That is him being satirical and not saying, listen, I'm not, and he's, and that's his way of saying, I'm not apologizing to you. Fuck off. That is his way of saying, take your apology and shove it.
Post, last year, the Monty Python comic, more link, last year, the Monty Python comic, link, announced that he was moving to the Caribbean because he was disappointed with Britain. Advertisement. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, said, "These comments make John Cleese sound like he's in character as Basil Fawlty. Londoners know that our diversity is our greatest strength. We are proudly the English capital, a European city and a global hub." 2. John Cleese to appear in his first BBC sitcom since Fawlty Towers. 2 years. John Cleese to appear in his first...
So,
2. John Cleese...
You're telling me, Mr. Mayor, that... Oh. So you're basically saying that he's Basil Fawlty right now because he's saying that London's not an English city? That's insane. That is, and Basil Fawlty was never racist either. He wasn't a racist.
Tanya Bouldman, a professor of history at Northumbria University and an EU citizens' rights campaigner, said Cleese's comments were designed to stir up emotions around the debate on Brexit, but argued that they pointed to a much larger issue of the way British people talked about immigration. "I find it hypocritical that someone who is actually living abroad feels the need to make a point like this," she said. "Why do some British people not see themselves as immigrants if they've moved elsewhere? We see cases of British people referring to themselves as expats, detaching themselves from the term immigrant."
Okay, but he's never said that, and he's emigrating. He's never said he's not an immigrant, and he's moving to another British colony. It's not like he's moving to, something that's not part of the British Commonwealth. He picked a Caribbean country that's part of the British Commonwealth anyway. It's to sit there and say that he's racist for saying that, and for saying, and to say that he's denying that he's an immigrant, that's not true. That's not true at all. Let's see here. They should just sink their island and start over. Communism is for fags, says Duck Dog. Oh. Let's see. 1984 was written in 1948, I believe. So let's see.
Advertisement. Kuba Jablinowski, a social science researcher in Bristol, said he was shocked when he saw the tweet. "He claims to care deeply about Britain and its cities, but seems to know very little about them," he said.
What are you talking about? He knows a great deal about them. Crazy. These people are insane. They don't know anything about John Cleese or their own history.
Chaplinowski added that there were other UK cities, including Edinburgh, Bristol, Manchester and Glasgow, that voted to remain in even bigger numbers. If he doesn't know that, then why is he commenting on it? When I say things on Twitter, 700 people read it, but when he does, millions read it. You are current.
So? He didn't say London. He said London was one of the biggest or the most to vote. He didn't say London was the biggest, the most voted to remain in the UK. He said it was one of. Lucky I don't live in the UK, otherwise they'd 1984 me, says Maniac Man. Yeah, same. Oh, more Cleese stuff. Hashtag Cleese did nothing wrong, says Hawk Silk. Exactly. And hello. Let's see here.
The British comedian Dom Joly, 51, also criticized Cleese's tweet. He said, John Cleese is one of my comedy heroes. Suddenly this thing came out of nowhere and it's so depressing on so many levels.
Dude, he's just talking about how his country is changing and how, like, he's not being he's not saying, oh, those damn muzzies, get them out of my country. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that the UK has failed on Brexit and there's not very much assimilation going on with the people emigrating or migrating into the UK. That's what he's saying.
Advertisement. He's clearly a really smart, funny man, but it is basically a very racist tweet. Secondly, it's a racist tweet by a man who lives on a Caribbean island. The irony of that is insane. Even the language is insane. Who uses the word opine?
Cleese? Like, who cares? Are you really that mad at the word he used, opine? Are you mad because you don't understand what it means? Like, is that why you're going after his word? Who uses that word anyway? Do you know how intelligent that makes you sound? That would be not intelligent at all. Like, that sounds like something a school child says. Who says that anyway? Ha 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 ha. Way to go, author or comedian. That's kind of sad. Assimilate or get your ass out of my country, says Skeptalk. And as I said yesterday, oh, hey, Seamus, you're not that late. I started late today, so it's not a big deal. Luckily, he's old enough and set enough where he won't have to issue one of those cringing or bootlicking apologies. Yeah, that's true. But yesterday when I was talking about what it meant to be Canadian, it's that similar thing as what it means to be British. If you're going to come there, it's fine if you're going to, speak your own language at home, practice your own religion at home or in your mosque or synagogue or whatever. It's not fine if you're going to attempt to get a job in an English-speaking country and refuse to learn the language. It's not okay if you attempt to enforce the frankly Stone Age and anti-woman and anti a whole bunch of different things cultures that you yourself must think is not that great because you've left your country because things are going horribly wrong there so at least try to assimilate a little bit. That's all. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Topics.
Oh, that's the end of that article because we're getting into article topics now. Okay. Let's see. I think I've got two stories here. One of them is the title article, and the other one is about Robert Mueller. So let's get into that. We'll do the Mueller one first. Then we will talk about the weapons of mass destruction, and we will move on to the stories I've opened from Discord. Okay. Robert Mueller makes his first public statement on Russia probe. Russia probe, not Russell probe. Learn to speak, press. Good Lord. Let's see. Blind press, since you're talking the web thing, or of the Brit thing, have you seen the leaked army leaflets looking for WXR people? No, I have not. The left just can't get over Mueller. No, it cannot. The like button is lonely. It likes to be spanked, I heard. Yes, guys, smash that like button if you haven't already, and share the stream far and wide with your friends and even your enemies. If you think that something I say will piss them off and you'd like to see them angry, share it with your enemies. Go ahead. All right. Let's find this this article here. So the subheading says that special counsel signals it's up to lawmakers to decide if Trump obstructed probe into Russian interference in the U.S. election. So let's see. So this is a picture of Robert Mueller, and it's captioned, "Charging President Trump was not an option." So here we go. Here's this picture here.
In his first public statement since his 2017 appointment, Special Counsel Robert Mueller said charging Donald Trump was not an option that we could consider due to Justice Department policy that a president can't be charged with a federal crime while in office. Photo. Get updated Washington. Updated May 29, 2019 8.
Okay, so this is from yesterday.
To read link. Sublink link. Was CAFA 0219.
Are you serious? You're not gonna let me read the story? Oh, fuck you. To read the full story, subscribe. You bastards. You bastards, Wall Street Journal, fuck off. There's a different Mueller story in Discord though, so I can go and get a different version of it. But let's read about the weapons of mass destruction first, and then I will go and get the Mueller story. XRW extreme right wing. Smash the like button like it's Lauren Southern. Oh, that's great. The hysteria in Britain has reached new heights. It truly has. You threw it into the news channel. Awesome. Thank you, Hawk. I will go and I stay away from the WSJ for that reason. Yeah. At Blind Press, weapons of mass destruction sounds like the aftermath of a chili cook-off. Yes. Apparently, WSJ also blocks archive.is. Oh, really? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Rolling Bear, chili cook-off with the use of Guatemalan insane asylum peppers. That's a Simpsons reference for those of you paying attention. Okay. Nuclear warning. Iran seeks weapons of mass destruction, claims intelligence reports. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing at all. Come on, Safari, please load faster. Why must thou be ridiculously slow? Okay, seriously. There we go. It just literally stopped for 30 seconds. I thought my computer had just died. The only reason I knew my computer was still alive was because I could hear myself in the other on the watch page. Okay, here we go. Come on. Don't tell me you're busy. I'm attempting to read a story here. There must be a lot of visuals on this page. I think that's what's going on here. Because whenever Safari just says busy, busy, busy like that, it's usually because the screen reader is trying to resolve something. Let's see, what's the chat saying while we wait for this? Those are mostly flamethrowers. Ah. Okay, no. I just saw a link on this website called UFO Claim Pyramid on the Moon. I don't think I'm going to read this article. That's a little silly. I am going to close and reopen it, see if that helps. But we'll see. No, it's not doing anything. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to read all the Discord stories that you guys sent and that I have opened. I want to read about that extreme right wing thing, so let's find that from Hawk Silk. Let's find that. All right. I love when stuff actually works. Great. But when stuff doesn't work, it gets very frustrating. Yes, open Discord. Please and thank you. All right. Let's see what Hog Silk here. Furious military officers warn. So this is from Hawk Silk. So furious military officers war troops calling themselves patriots could be far right extremists. Well, war troops. Let's read this headline here. So, furious military officers warn troops calling themselves patriots are generalizing about the left could be right-wing extremists. Wow, okay. Here we go. Let's read about this.
Social media has erupted in fury after it was revealed high-ranking British military leaders were given guides on how to spot right-wing extremists in the ranks.
Holy shit. So, I'm just waiting for there to be an actual Ministry of Truth in Britain now. Yes, and now for something completely different. You need Graham Chapman to enter the scene and say, "This is silly." I need a sound pad or something like that. I need freaking... See, this is why I need to learn how to run OBS when I'm at least doing stuff by myself. 1984, here we come. Yep.
A leaflet told officers to look out for troops who added Easton to British place names and called themselves patriots.
Okay, so for people who jokingly added Istan to British places and who called themselves patriots are fucking right-wing extremists now? Oop, I need to stop swearing so much. I really do. But are you telling me right now that being patriotic means that you're a right-wing extremist? That's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. To be proud of your country and to want to defend and fight for your country is right-wing? Wow. Wow, that is disgusting.
High-ranking British military leaders were given guides on how to spot right-wing extremists in the ranks. Figure. Late 5. High-ranking British military leaders were and other criteria include those speaking of an impending racial conflict or race war and describing multicultural cities as lost. Officers were also told to look out for people who refer to political correctness as some left-wing or community plot and made generalizations about Muslims and Jews. You are currently on a text element.
Okay, but those people are probably also making generalizations about other races too, including whites. This in itself is an incredibly generalized set of guidelines. I don't understand how this is possibly okay. This is a nanny state right now for the military, basically.
The card also warned of troops who spoke of the creation of white-only communities and those with tattoos of right-wing symbols.
Okay, that'll give them. But even then, there has to be some allowance of freedom of thought, even in the military. This is... I am wrestling with voice meter right now. The struggle is grim. The first thing it does when you install it is nukes your audio input channel. Muslim is not a race. No, it's not. I was disgusted when I saw it last night. Some of it has merit, most of it is hogwash, says Hawksilk. Yeah, I would agree with that. There are a couple of things that have a point, but the rest of it is just ridiculously generalized.
Heading Level 2. Warning signs. The document, named Extreme Right Wing, XRW, Indicators and Warnings, was made in 2017 but recently leaked on Reddit. It was dished out to chains of command officers across the forces as a response to 4 soldiers being arrested for links to national action, the Ministry of Defense, MOD, confirmed. A MOD spokeswoman said, through the government's counter-terrorism and counter-extremism strategies, PREVENT, the MOD takes a comprehensive approach to tackling all forms of extremism and terrorism.
So, some military people had connections to a fringe group, I guess, and they were arrested as terrorists? All right.
The values of our armed forces and the nation they serve are totally incompatible with extremist views.
Right? Okay, fine. But how do you determine them being an extremist just by this is crazy. The military can do what it wants. It needs strong central control, obviously, but this is sad to see though. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I'm not saying the military shouldn't have strong central control over its forces, but this is just this is a little crazy. Yeah, just like some soldiers were threatened with court martials just for taking photos with Tommy Robinson last year. Yep. Because, that's not an extreme reaction at all or extreme behavior. To court martial someone for having a selfie with somebody you don't like. That's completely normal.
We have robust measures in place to ensure those exhibiting these views are not permitted to serve. Heading Level 2, Leaflet Fury. Social media has erupted in fury after the leaflet was leaked, with many attacking the mods accusing patriots of being extreme right-wing. One tweeter wrote, "Good grief, I hope whoever wrote this is looking for a new job." While another fumed, "The British Army was once the envy of the world. Remember their old motto, be the best. Those days are gone." You are current 18 point the sun, black on white. Another said, if referencing the left is now extreme. Black on white, right. Black on white, wing. Black on white, indicator. Then wow, that says much more about the British Army. You are
Wow, okay, that was
currently on
hard because it was trying to read the emojis. So sorry guys. They just put a
Excellent.
right pointing arrow and then a wing emoji, and voiceover was having trouble with that.
One man wrote, while right, wing. Extremism is on the rise. If describing yourself as a patriot is a sign of extremism, Warp is going to get reports of thousands of patriots in the army.
Yep.
Heading Level 2, Neo-Nazi Corporal.
Neo-Nazi corporal. Okay.
Last year, a British Army Afghan battle veteran was jailed for being a member of neo-Nazi terrorist group National Action.
So National Action is deemed a neo-Nazi terrorist group? Okay.
Link. Corporal Miko Vevelainen, 34. Believed in a coming race war and wanted to help establish an all-white stronghold in a Welsh village.
See? And that's crazy. That is something that's not conducive to a good, strong military unit. He needs to not be there.
The Royal Anglian Regiment soldier was kicked out of the army and sentenced to 8 years in prison. You are
I don't think he should have been sentenced to prison for his thoughts, because now he's going to end up hating the system even more. But yeah, I definitely probably not someone who should be in the British military. But jailed for saying things like that? No, I don't think. Can you imagine an army that is not patriotic protecting you, says RVA? No. The queen needs to take her human suit off and go crazy in downtown London like Godzilla. It's creepy, says Straight Sith Mail. It is. It's very creepy.
Prosecutors said at his trial that he was working within the army as a recruiter for the band organization.
Okay, so that I can see him doing jail time for.
It can now be revealed he was connected to 3 other soldiers, one of whom was thrown out of the army. Heading Level 2, Right-Wing Recruiter. The 2 others are understood to have been disciplined, though one has since left. Vevelainen, a married dad of 3, lived at Sennybridge Camp, Powys, Wales, but was renovating a home he had bought in the village of Llansillen, in efforts to build a whites-only stronghold.
Again, that is indeed racist. But I can kind of. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I can see why the pendulum is swinging the way it's swinging. The left has gotten so insane that the pendulum is going to swing back, and it's going to swing back hard. And it's going to be scary. And those in the center are going to have a hard time for a while because both the left and the right are going to basically lambaste the crap out of them. Hey, Maddie.
It wasn't that House police found a photograph showing him giving a Nazi-style salute at a 1917 memorial to his native Finland's independence. Officers also uncovered what prosecutors described as an arsenal of weapons, including a warhammer, a legally held shotgun, swastika bunting, and other Nazi paraphernalia.
Okay, so he's got Nazi shit. I don't know if you can be arrested just for holding on to Nazi stuff. It's in another case of it's okay if other groups do it, says Hog Silk. Yep.
In the garage of his house at Sennebridge, he kept a makeshift target dummy and body armor which had been spray painted black. Heading level 3. Most read and new.
So that's the end of that article. So he was definitely doing some interesting stuff. That's kind of bad. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. I've been saying that for years due to how hard the left has been pushing the last 20 to 30 years. Let's see. Hitler 2.0 is coming. Yep. Hawk Silk, you're absolutely right. Okay. We've got let's see what other stories I've got here. El Salvador earthquake, tsunami warning after 6.8 magnitude earthquake. Oh boy. There's just earthquakes everywhere. All right, let's see here. Let's read this here. So coastal areas are reportedly being evacuated after the earthquake struck off the coast 40 kilometers south of Aliberta in the early hours of this morning. That's the that's the subheading. So let's read this article. This is from 10:28 this morning, updated 11:21 this morning. So let's see here. All right, here we go.
A 6.8 magnitude. Link. Earthquake. Has hit El Salvador with coastal areas being evacuated amid a tsunami threat. The earthquake struck off the coast, 40 kilometers south of La Libertad, the U.S. Geological
Oh, La
Survey.
Libertad. Okay.
Power outages have been reported in parts of the country after the tremor in the early hours of this morning. Photographs on social media show a motorway completely torn apart with debris strewn everywhere.
Oh, wow. So remember, there was that magnitude 8 earthquake that we read about on The Blind and the Special in Lima. Or not in Lima, just outside of Lima. And then there's this 6.8 earthquake off the coast of El Salvador.
Locals have been reporting how frightening and horrible it has been, with one saying several things broke in my house. People reported feeling it in San Salvador, Santa Tecla, Usulután, La Libertad, Antigua Cuscatlán, Soyapango, San Miguel, Zaragoza, Swansonate, and Lourdes. Solo Noticias reports.
Wow. So that one was much shallower, I'm guessing, because it was felt. I'm guessing that was a much shallower earthquake than the one in Peru because it was felt so widespread. Let's see. I hope not. My father brought back some Nazi stuff from his posting during World War II. We still have that stuff. I ain't giving it back. Yeah. Let's see here.
The U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center said there was no warning in place for the coast of the western United States.
Well, that's good.
Locals have been posting photos on social media. Figure. Look, locals have end of complimentary heading left link. And another wrote a local said it had felt super strong in the capital, San Salvador. Another wrote on social media that it had been frightening, adding, several things broke in my house. 1. Link, Twitter. User said, just experienced my first 6.6 earthquake in El Salvador. That was so scary. You are currently. Another said, it's been horrible. The earthquake has affected many areas in El Salvador. Image, Google, figure.
Oh, there's a Google image. Okay.
Loading. The earthquake end of. The earthquake has hit El Salvador. And the earthquake has hit El Salvador. File photo. The earthquake end of. Complimentary heading link. Peru earth end of. The earthquake recorded at 3.06 local time was initially reported as a 6.6 magnitude. But the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources raised the estimate to 6.8.
Okay. So at 3:06 local time, the quake hit and they called it a 6.6, but then upgraded it to 6.8, which is still a pretty big earthquake. And off the coast, so that's pretty scary. In my book, that stuff is history and it should be kept. Yeah.
They warned people not to enter the sea for 4 hours as they issued an alert for a possible tsunami. Link, Telemundo reports. There is still no information on whether there have been any casualties.
Okay. So we don't know whether there's any injuries or deaths yet. But yeah, there's lots of earthquakes going on right now. I'm wondering, this has always been something that's fascinated me, because I'm such a big nerd. I've often wondered if humans, because of the last time that the continents were, moving, and, the last time Pangea broke up was so long ago, I'm wondering if humans are seeing the beginnings of a new continental shift. And I'm wondering if humans are going to survive, like if we do see this if we do stay around long enough to see a continental shift, because it's been about 250 million years since Pangea broke up. I've often wondered if some generation of humans will see a continental shift, and will we survive that? Or will that be what ends humanity and gives rise to a new evolutionary step? Because that's the kind of shit that I think about. A new continental shift, dibs, the new land is mine. All right.
Heading level 4. Read more.
So that's the end of that particular article. So, El Salvador had a big earthquake. Let's close that tab. So this next story is called How U.S. Sanctions Over a Russian Weapon Could Rattle Turkey. Interesting. Right, here we go. Let's read.
Istanbul, Reuters. Turkey is on the cusp of facing U.S. sanctions over its decision to buy a Russian S-400 missile defense system, leaving its already soft currency and economy vulnerable and raising questions over its position within NATO and the region.
We all know Turkey's position. They're frickin' slimy. You can't trust Turkey. Just wait for Antarctica to thaw out. There will be a bloodbath for that land grab. Yep. If we survive the Antarctic thawing out, because that's a lot of fucking water.
Expand image. File photo. If no solution is found in coming weeks in U.S., Turkish tensions continue to worsen. Tit for tat sanctions could hit trade between the allies and prolong a recession in Turkey that has already tested President Tayyip Erdogan's grip on power. Turkey also risks being rapidly cut out of the production and use of American F-35 fighter jets, which could mark a step toward a re-evaluation of its 67-year membership in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
But does Turkey really do anything in NATO, though? Do we need Turkey in NATO? Will NATO suffer if Turkey leaves? I don't know. Like, these are legitimate questions that I am asking. I'm not, let's see. Yes, it is. But humanity would survive, unless other stuff happens there as well. Not enough water there to join, or not enough frozen water there to drown the planet. No. Basically, yeah, no. So let's see here.
It's very complex to resolve because both US and Turkish officials see this as a reflection of a larger geopolitical balancing, said Galip Dale, visiting scholar at the University of Oxford's Politics and International Relations Department. Sanctions would have a very consequential effect on Turkey, but probably not mark a breaking point in its US relationship, he said. Advertisement. Turkey says defending its territory poses no threat to allies, and stresses it has met all NATO obligations.
It's met the obligations, but has it gone above and beyond? Because I don't think it has.
Both sides are entrenched even while they have repeated a desire to avoid so-called COTSA sanctions, which by U.S. law would be triggered when the Russian anti-aircraft weapon arrives on Turkish soil, possibly as soon as July.
I don't know. I think this is a move by Turkey. I don't know what Turkey is doing. I don't know what Turkey thinks it's doing. But this just doesn't seem like a good idea.
An agreement to delay shipment of the S-400S could still open the door to U.S. President Donald Trump convincing Erdogan to turn his back on what the Turkish leader has repeatedly called a done deal with Russia.
Yeah.
The pair agreed on Wednesday to meet on the sidelines of a G20 conference on June 28-29. You are correct. Advertisement for Net Ankar's ties with Moscow have been strengthening, and Turkey's defense minister said last week Turkish military personnel were in Russia for S-400 training. In response, the United States is considering halting the training of Turkish pilots on F-35 stealth fighters in Arizona.
I don't disagree with that. It makes a bit of sense, actually, to me. I thought we only used Turkey as a parking lot for nukes when Russia got squirrely, says Jolly Rogers Bilgewater. Oh, that's good. That is good, yeah.
The showdown comes as the Russia-backed Syrian army escalates an assault on some Turkish-backed rebels near Turkey's border. More broadly in the Middle East, the United States is ramping up pressure on Turkey and other nations to isolate Iran, including blocking all Iranian oil exports. If the U.S. sanctions are bad, Turkey could reconsider its decision to comply with U.S. sanctions on Iran, said Dele. You are currently...
So this is reading more and more like the beginnings of a world war. And it's kind of worrying. Like, the more I read these articles every day, the more I feel like I'm back in history class learning about the things that led up to World War III. Like, I feel like I'm some future student learning about what happened in the lead up to World War III, and it's like, well, the U.S. and Iran were fighting, and the U.S. was pressuring its allies to, stop buying from them and put sanctions on them, and then all of a sudden Turkey decided to buy Russian weapons, and this just, oh my God, this is like. And I'm waiting for, and then Archduke Franz Ferdinand got shot. Like, this is crazy. Turkey should stick to what it's good at. Thanksgiving. That's funny. Oh, Skip Talk, that's funny. While we are due to have another big conflict, they statistically happen every 80 years or so. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, this is this is getting a little out of hand.
Heading level 3. Path to escalation. Washington wants Ankara to buy its alternative Patriot surface-to-air missile batteries and has made an offer that expires on June 4th, according to a person familiar with the matter.
Oh, look! The person familiar with the matter is back! Isn't that amazing? He's everywhere. Hey there, Pop and Hop. International relations is like that. When things get tense, it sounds like, sorry. When things get tense, it seems ominous and seems like Chamberlain will be flying home, declaring peace in our time. Yeah.
If Ankara accepts delivery of the S-400S as planned, the U.S. Congress has moved to block delivery of F-35 to Turkey and remove it from the list of nations working together to build them.
So Turkey will no longer be allowed to fly the F-35, assemble the F-35, use the F-35. I wonder what that means for... Like, I do wonder what that means for NATO relations.
Expand image slideshow, file photo. The delivery would also force Trump to select 5 of 12 possible sanctions under the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act, or CAATSA, which targets purchases of military equipment from NATO foe Russia. The sanctions range from banning visas and denying access to the U.S.-based Export-Import Bank, to the harsher options of blocking any transactions with the U.S. financial system and denying export licenses. You are currently on a text element inside of web content.
So there are a different variety of sanctions Trump can take. I wonder which way he'll go. That is a great weapon. F-35 is a piece of poo compared to the F-22. If Turkey buys those surface-to-air missiles from Russia, fuck them, seriously. They will be able to shoot down anything. That is a great weapon. Turkey shouldn't even be in NATO. That's what I'm wondering. Like, how much will NATO even notice if Turkey leaves?
Trump may initially choose milder options targeting individual Turks rather than the government, a decision that could buy time for more diplomacy even while it may prompt Congress to separately impose tougher sanctions. There is a U.S. reticence to completely block the military-industrial relationship with Turkey, said Sinan Alcan, a former Turkish diplomat and a visiting scholar of Carnegie Europe in Brussels. You are currently on a text up, yet U.S. sanctions of any sort would likely hammer the Turkish lira, which has shed 14% of its value against the dollar this year in part due to fraying U.S. ties.
Oh
You are
wow!
currently on a text element inside
So
of
the lira, the currency in Turkey is really not doing well. Probably because of this crap with the U.S. and Russia. Let's see. Skeptox says it seems like a good idea at the time. Yeah. Sanctions are the epitome of insanity, says Maddie. They hardly ever work. The only reason they seem to be working with NK is that Trump was boisterous and called Kim names. Yeah. That and the summits. Yep. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, Maddie.
Last year, a separate set of U.S. sanctions and tariffs over a jailed U.S. pastor helped set off a currency crisis that knocked 30% off the lira, tipped Turkey into recession, and rattled emerging markets around the world. Advertisement. Ratings agency Moody's said this month that Turkey's political risk is high and warned that the S-400s could trigger not only U.S. but also NATO sanctions. Turkey has a track record of responding in kind to foreign sanctions and tariffs. Aljan said any sanctions dispute could escalate into tariffs that harm U.S.-based Lockheed Martin Corp's business with Turkish industrial companies, and even threaten future upgrades to Turkey's existing fleet of F-16 jets. You are currently on it. Heavier sanctions could follow if the United States finds itself on a path to escalation with Turkey, beyond the usual rhetoric, he said.
Well, that's not good.
Reporting by Jonathan Spicer. Additional reporting by Humira Pamuk in Washington, ed.
Okay, so that's the end of that article. Let's see here. Let's see. What's the next one that we've got? And what is chat saying? What is chat saying? Sanctions are economic warfare. So, yeah. Crap, gotta go. Have a great day out, everyone, says Pop and Hop. Well, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Hello, Martin. So let's see. What's the next story that we have here? White widow Sally Jones killed in retaliation days after Manchester bombing. So this is one I think Gun Fox sent in. Okay. Here we go. So the subheading is a member of the so-called Beatles gang of British ISIS terrorists claim Jones and her son Joe Dixon were killed in an airstrike in eastern Syria in May 2017 is the subheading. So let's see here. To get through this video, there's a video here. Oh, so she's a terrorist. Okay. She was known as the White Widow. Okay, here we go.
British terrorist Sally Jones, known as the White Widow, and her son were killed in a Western airstrike just 3 days after the Manchester Arena bombing.
Okay.
A fellow jihadist says. Alexander Cody, a member of the so-called Beatles gang of British. Link, ISIS. Terrorists with Jihadi John claimed the former punk rocker and L'Oreal saleswoman and her son Joe Dixon, 12, were killed in retaliation by US-led forces.
Jesus Christ, 12? Did you have to kill the son too? The Black Widow. They will just arrive with Russia and China more heavily. Oh, Turkey? Yeah. Sanctions can be gotten around. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Let's see here.
He claimed Jojo's legs had been amputated after he was accidentally electrocuted in Syria.
How do you accidentally electrocute somebody? Especially nowadays. Like, I can see it back in the day when you're, like, trying to discover electricity and, like, things aren't quite understood yet. But how do you fucking electrocute yourself accidentally unless you're legitimately just trying to, like, change some circuits and stuff and you don't have the power disconnected? Child soldier. Yeah, that's true.
Jones, considered one of the most dangerous ISIS operatives, and her young son were living in Chatham, Kent, when they traveled to Syria in 2013 and she became a recruiter for the terror group and he was raised as a child soldier.
Pieces of shit. Raising kids as child soldiers. If you don't know something is hot, says Skeptalk. Yeah. Everything is accidental now, says Fury Kitten. Yeah, true. Or check your logic, sorry. Accidentally peeing on the electric fence. Yeah. Let's see.
Sally Jones took her son to Syria in 2013 and joined ISIS. Figure. Loading. Sally end of complimentary heading link. SAS forces end of. There was speculation in October 2018 that Jones was still alive and fighting in one of ISIS' last strongholds in Syria after a report in October 2017 said she and Jojo had been killed in a Predator drone strike. There was also a report that Jojo survived the strike. But Cody claimed the pair died in Al Mayadin in eastern Syria on May 25, 2017, 3 days after an Islamic extremist killed 22 people and injured dozens more in a suicide bombing following an link, Ariana Grande concert in Manchester.
Yep, that was, I remember that. We all remember that. So, they're insisting that this woman is dead. I guess that's a good thing.
Joe Dixon appeared in a chilling ISIS propaganda video. Figure. Load Jojo in heading level link. And Cody, who was captured by Kurdish forces in January 2018, told link IDV News that Jones and her son were among dozens killed when a municipality building was destroyed in an airstrike. The 35-year-old Londoner claimed there was a building that was shelled. She lived in the building.
See, and airstrikes like that, like retaliatory airstrikes, you can just see that, you know, these people don't understand that they're doing something wrong. They're just like, they came and they bombed us and we don't know why they bombed us. October 2017 says check your logic. Yep. Yeah. They act like they were just innocently there. These ISIS soldiers, and they prey upon other naive people and go, look at this, they bomb us and we're innocent, we're just living here, and they fly over here and they bomb us, and it's crazy.
It was shelled following the incident in Manchester, which I believe was a retaliation. You are
maybe, but you can't prove that.
Video low ISIS. There were ISIS fighters' wife says Sally Jones was crying to return home. There were families in the building. It was a government building. 40 people were dead as a result, including Sally Jones and her son. You are Cody, 35, said the airstrike happened close to his own home at the time near the Syria-Iraq border. He claimed he saw Jojo in Almaden before he was killed, and the boy was in a wheelchair and had a pale complexion after an accident involving electricity in Raqqa.
An accident involving electricity. That just sounds so sinister to me. Yes, he had an accident. Like, let's see, a certain other attack happened in a month. I'm surprised they didn't say anything about that. That's true.
Jones was a punk rocker and L'Oreal saleswoman from Kent. Figure. Look, Jones and the boy had been used in chilling ISIS propaganda videos in which Kurdish fighters were executed. The footage showed him armed with a gun and wearing military fatigues.
Wow. 12 years old and they're using him in propaganda videos.
Jones, who became an ISIS recruiter, wields an assault rifle. Figure. Look, and Whitehall officials have never confirmed the fate of Jones or her son. Muslim convert Jones, who went by the name of Hussein Britannia, would have been 48 at the time of the strike reportedly carried out by the CIA.
Hussein Britannia? Okay. Accidental electricity, yeah. That's, this is all very suspicious, like.
She and Jojo traveled to Syria to join her boyfriend Junaid Hussein, a computer hacker from Birmingham whom she met online.
Of course she did.
They were married in Raqqa, the one-time de facto capital of ISIS' self-declared caliphate, and Hussein was killed in a drone strike in 2015. British ISIS Beatles member Alexander Cody is in Kurdish custody. Image. Loading. End of. Joe Cody, meanwhile, remains in Kurdish custody in Syria and has been stripped of his British citizenship.
Good.
In the interview with ITV News, he admitted being part of the Beatles' terror cell.
The Beatles terror cell. Why would you name yourselves the Beatles? I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Beatles music, but why would you name yourselves the Beatles? Like, come on.
The cell included Mohammed Mwazi, known as Jihadi John, El Shafi El Sheikh and Dane Davis, according to authorities. Jojo's legs were amputated in Syria, a British jihadist claims. Figure. Look to end of. The terror gang became known for beheading a number of hostages, including British aid workers David Haynes and Alan Henning in 2014.
God damn, this article is long and sad. Let's move along, shall we? So this woman is dead. She was a very bad woman. She chose a bad man. She took her kid over to Syria. He got used in propaganda videos. He got electrocuted. He became paralyzed. They're both dead now. This is a very sad story. Did we already discuss Trudeau? We have no, we did Trudeau. I talked about Trudeau yesterday. Um, fucking rock and roll high school. At what point does the kid turn from victim to monster? Yeah, that's a good question. At least call yourself the Ramones or something. They didn't. We named them that as they were all from Britain. Oh, okay. If they met online, couldn't he potentially hack her right then and there? Yep. Yoga pants are a privilege, not a right. You know what? I agree with that. I agree with that. Is the home base for the Beatles terror cell a yellow submarine? Asks Green Thunder. I hope so. That's not a sad story. They were dead. They don't have to suffer with the rest of us now. True. Do I like Britain? I have never been. Um, I would have really liked to go. I do want to go to Scotland. Um, and just like go and see the cities where um my mom's parents are from. That would be cool. Um, do maybe a whiskey tasting. Um, but that's kind of more like a pipe dream um for me because that's a lot of money, right? So but yeah, I would really like to go. Yeah, I'm sad for the state of the UK. I really am. Um, I would have really liked to visit Britain before before it became the way it is now. I'm sure it's still a good place to visit sometimes, just not to live at the moment. Um, let's see. The north slash countryside is still British, at least for now. Yeah, see, like I'm sure there are some places that are still um like bastions of British culture. Um, and it would be cool to go and see you know, see the historical stuff, and that would be pretty awesome. What happened to Britain, says Martin H. Just the fact that they're all torn, like they're fighting each other over Brexit versus Remain. You've got you've got the same problem as you do in other European countries where you've got uncontrolled immigration. I'm not against immigration. I am absolutely for legal and controlled immigration. But I think they are bringing in too many people for the island to support properly. Um, they don't call it British Canada anymore. That hasn't happened for uh oh, decades. They don't call it British Canada anymore. Let's see. Legal and controlled is racist now, says Check Your Logic. I know. I'm a racist bastard. Let's see here. What's our next story? Trump denies asking USS McCain to be moved out of sight, but says what? But says whoever did was well-meaning. Okay. Meghan McCain, the senator's eldest daughter, says the president won't let her father rest in peace, is the subheading to this article. Oh boy. Meghan McCain is reeing about about Trump. All right, here we go.
President Donald Trump on Thursday morning again denied he had anything to do with a reported request to move the USS John S. McCain out of sight.
Out of sight of where? And whom? Out of sight of I'm confused. Out of sight of where? Few people are outright against immigration, but unchecked immigration is a problem. Yes, Hawk Silk. But the problem is how unsafe and unstable it's gotten since 2016. Exactly. Let's see. Out of his sight. Oh, I see. Even though it was being sorry guys, even though it was reported, it was being removed for repairs. There's a lot of words in that sentence, apparently, that my mouth cannot handle. Out of sight of Trump, yeah. Let's see. I'm not against immigration. I'm against loopholes to legally justify the leniency. Agreed. Agreed.
Link. During his recent state visit to Japan, but said whoever made the request was well-meaning.
Whoever made the request was well-meaning. I'm sure. What does that mean, Mr. Trump? Does that mean I didn't ask to have that ship moved, but whoever did was, just doing something nice for me? Wasn't that nice of them to offer to ask to have that ship moved? What? Why?
I don't know what happened. I wasn't involved. I would not have done that, Trump told reporters outside the White House. Trump added that he was very angry with Senator John McCain because of his vote to narrowly defeat a partial repeal of Obamacare in 2017 and was not a fan of the Arizona senator in any way, shape, or form, in part because of his support for the invasion of Iraq. But he said that did not mean he would ever ask the Navy to move a ship.
Okay, dude, the man is dead. How are you still angry with him for any of that? That's cuckoo. That is just crazy bananas. You're so awesome at reading the comments and news. Wouldn't know you were blind at all. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Martin. I try to keep up. I need to go murder someone I may not return, says Duck Dog. All right, then. A lot of rewords is foreshadowing the article in Meghan McCain. Yes. Oh, I rate prostates here. Yay. Let's see. Even with the robot voice. I don't know why my voice was all caps. Some people can hold grudges forever. Yes, they can. No one said Trump could be the bigger man. Oh, yeah. Absolutely not. Let's see here. Murder is a felony, dude. I don't know. I think Duck Dog seems fairly annoyed.
Now, somebody did it because they thought I didn't like him, okay, and they were well-meaning, I will say, Trump added. I didn't know anything about that. I would never have done that.
Are you serious? Someone did that because they thought I didn't like him, but that's okay. They didn't mean anything by it. They were just trying to help. Oh, Trump. Oh, Trump. Why are you so retarded? Oh my goodness. I mean, he's no criminal, okay? He's no criminal. He didn't commit treason, but he is not exactly a brilliant man. I'm sorry. He's really not a brilliant mastermind. Let's see. McCain's tumor was a true American hero. Oof. Last night they asked if Trump did anything worthy of impeachment. Well, if tweeting against dead Democrats is a crime, then yes. Yeah. Or dead politicians in general. Yeah, I know, right?
Trump has continued to criticize McCain, a longtime political antagonist, even after. Link. The Republican senator died. Trump link. The Republican senator died more than 9 months ago. Period. Trump's denial came after the Wall Street Journal reported Wednesday that it had reviewed an email to Navy and Air Force officials dated May 15th that included the direction. You link. USS John McCain needs to be out of sight. You are
USS John McCain needs to be out of sight, huh? All right then.
at Trump, NBC News has not obtained the email. Trump said Wednesday night on Twitter, I was not informed about anything having to do with the Navy ship USS John S. McCain during my recent visit to Japan. Link. You are currently up. Button. Heading level May 30th, 2019. Link.
Oh, that's
You are
the
currently
end
on
of
a
that
link
article.
inside of web content. To click this link.
Hush. Hush, screen reader, hush. Oh, I'm wrong. It's not the end of the article. Oh. Shameful display. Apologies.
The Defense Department also disputed parts of the journal's account. Commander Nate Christensen, a spokesman for U.S. Pacific Fleet, said all ships remained in normal configuration during Ponto's visit, using a common acronym for President of the United States.
Okay.
Joe Buccino, a spokesman for Acting Defense Secretary Pat Shanahan, told NBC News that Shanahan wasn't aware of the directive, nor was he aware of the concern precipitating the directive.
So nobody knows who decided to move or ask to have the ship out of sight. It's a mystery in the White House. Some mystery person, probably that crazy person who's familiar with the matter, went and asked for the USS John S. McCain to get moved out of sight. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that it? Has it really been 9 months? Yep, it has. It doesn't even feel like it'll be June. I know. Far more brilliant than Trudeau has ever been. Yeah, I know. But that's not a very high bar. Is Trump a genius or stupid? Trump is he's not all the way stupid. But he's not a genius. I would say he's shrewd. I would say he has a good sense for psychology when it comes to business dealings, and he can read somebody in the sense of a business dealing, but when it comes to politics and stuff, that's when he kind of falls flat. And he starts tweeting about policy on Twitter, when he starts, that kind of stuff. It's that's when he makes himself look rather bumbling. You mean Orange Man bad? Let's see here. So people making a deal out of nothing because Trump bad. Yep. Yep. Isn't it amazing? Let's see here.
Shanahan addressed the journal's report Thursday while visiting Jakarta, Indonesia. What I read this morning was the first I had heard about it, he said. Senator John McCain speaks at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's a
image.
picture.
Said Robin, end of Robin /Ben asked if he would start an investigation. Shanahan replied, I need to find out a little bit more. I've just had the first glimpse of it this morning. McCain's eldest daughter, Meghan McCain, who co-hosts the television show The View, tweeted that Trump was a child who will always be deeply threatened by the greatness of my dad's incredible life.
Yeah, this is a nothing burger, really.
Trump won't let him RIP, so I have to stand up for him, she continued. It makes my grief unbearable. On her television show Thursday, McCain elaborated on how Trump's criticisms of her father were affecting her grieving process. There's a lot of criticism towards me in the media across the board of how often I speak of my father, how I grieve, how I do it publicly, she said. But it's impossible to go through the grief process when my father, who's been dead 10 months, is constantly in the news cycle because the president is so obsessed with the fact that he's never going to be a great man like he was. You are currently...
I don't know if you can psychoanalyze Trump like that, but I don't know. Meghan McCain may have some points, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. In a similar vein, are Justin Trudeau's eyebrows real or fake? I don't know, actually. Can't tell if you can't see.
McCain also said she thought Trump's attacks on her father were having a negative impact on military culture.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I will say the president's actions have consequences, and when you repeatedly are attacking my father and war heroes, it creates a culture in the military where people are clearly fearful to show my father's name in one way or another, she said. And that, I think, is what has started this chain of events and actions.
I don't think it's just that, though. I really don't. I think you're kind of trying to make this more about you than it is, Megan. McCain is damaged goods, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I know he wasn't a hero. He single-handedly caused a carrier heavy damage, says Maniac Man. Then sat in a lounge as others fought the fire he caused. Yeah, I didn't know. That's not how I heard that. I know he was a prisoner of war and that he was tortured. Um no, Trump's voice is kind of grating on the ear, Martin, but it's your typical New York accent, right? It's your typical bracing New York businessman, um, Wall Street accent, right? And when he says it's going to be beautiful or tremendous, that's to me, that's just window dressing, smoke blowing. It's businessman talk. You know what I mean? He's selling things. And this product that he's selling just happens to be his version of a better country. That's all it is to him. It's a different business venture. That's all this is, I think. Let's see. Um, let's see. Um, and Megan McCain is getting duped by the left just like her dad. Yep. She sure is.
South Bend, Indiana, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, a 2020 Democratic presidential candidate and Afghanistan war veteran, also link, responded on Twitter, writing, "This is not a show. Our military is not a prop. Ships and sailors are not to be toyed with for the benefit of a fragile president's ego." Link, by Taboola. Sponsored stories. Link.
Okay, so that's the end of that. So yeah, this is the mystery story of who done asked to have the ship moved. Apparently it wasn't Trump and it wasn't Shanahan. Nobody knows who it was. Also, forgive me if it's too personal. Are you a fan of Justin Trudeau? No. Trudeau has screwed up this country beyond belief. I cannot wait until the election. He's not going to win the election. In fact, I think because of him, the Liberal Party is going to lose its not necessarily its party status, but it's not going to be the opposition party. I think the New Democrats will be the opposition party and the Conservatives will win the election. So this is a story that I think we'll finish off with. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way till 2:30 because my allergies are kind of bothering me. My throat's a bit sore. So we'll do this story and I'll talk to you guys in chat a bit. And I think we'll end maybe about 20 minutes before 2:30. So this one is called, this headline says, oh, stop it. Where's that stupid headline? There it is. So, Lena Dunham vows to donate $1 to charity for every Instagram comment about self-love. Any negativity that comes her way is just an excuse to love herself even more, right? Those are the headlines of this story. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. We've got one story left there, Martin. Let's see here. No one wants to see Lena naked. Nope, 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 nope. I'm glad I can't see it, actually. Well, thanks for the nightmares, says All You Need. Oh, yes. So, here we go. Are we ready? Here we go.
Link. Lena Dunham has called on her millions of link Instagram followers to comment below a nude photograph of her with reason. Followers to comment below a nude photograph of her with reasons why they love themselves.
Okay. I thought Instagram didn't allow nudity on their platform. Like full frontal, like I thought full frontal nudity was not allowed, cuz isn't Instagram a Facebook owned company? I just that's just something that I always thought was a thing. But hey,
in exchange, the Girl Star and writer has promised to donate $1 for each comment posted during the next week to Friendly House LA, a care home for recovering female addicts.
$1 per comment, huh? So aren't you just erg my eyes. This is All You Need. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not, like I said, I'm glad I'm not being able to see this. Um this is great. Like if you're a celebrity, why wouldn't you donate something like $5 a comment or something like that? Make it $10 a comment. $1? That's kind of cheap, dude. You better hope you get some good comments. And if you get and I'm going to bet you that most of your comments are going to be negative as hell. Oh, let me see here. Is there, let's see.
Button. Button. Left curly bracket, IMG, right curly bracket.
Come on.
YouTube, heading, button, $2, load, $2, load, $2.
Thank you, Martin, for the $2 donation. This isn't letting me see if there's a message on it, though.
Page 1 of 1. Load, $2, load, $2. Button, $2, load, load, page 1 of 1, $2. Left curly bracket, use on message, right curly bracket. Checkbox. Load button, load. Donated. $2, duck dog. $2, donated. $2. Donate, load, load button image.
Okay. Thank you very much for the $2 donation there, Martin. All right, let's see here.
Any negativity that comes your way is just an excuse to love yourself even more, right? Dunham's caption begins. Comment below with a reason you love yourself. I'll go first. I'm a sober, accountable adult who still loves to get naked. Okay, go.
That's the reason you love yourself? You're a sober, accountable adult who still loves to get naked? Nothing like, I'm good I'm a good person who treats others with love and dignity and respect. So that's why I love myself, or I've learned to stop judging myself so harshly over certain things and therefore have learned to be kinder to others. Like there's a whole bunch of actual character things that you could say that you love about yourself. But it's being an what does being an accountable adult mean? What are you being accountable for? I'm confused. Yeah, how about a no condition donations is all you need? That would make too much sense. That that would mean that, you know, she would have to have some scruples.
Advertising frame link in just 14 hours link frame link in read invented by pets. In just 14 hours, the 33-year-old's post has garnered more than 25,700 comments from fans and fellow celebrities sharing honest and empowering messages about self-love. You are currently on a tech.
I wonder if she has that much money to donate to this charity. Yeah, oh, sorry, says all you need. Yeah, I hope she's got $25,700 and it's for the whole week, right? So how much money is she gonna eventually have to end up giving?
Actor Rumor Willis wrote, I love myself for my resolute loyalty, my tender heart and my compassion and empathy for others, oh and the tiny freckle on my toe.
Okay.
Link. 6.
That's a little better than Lena's.
Heading level. Show all 10. Button. Model. Set Instagram. Null. Frame. Show comments. You're a genius. The Pirates of the Caribbean star wrote. I'm a recovering impulsive risk taker. I love my sincere and sometimes too sensitive heart. Complimentary.
A recovering impulsive risk taker. What program do you go to recover from being an impulsive risk taker? That's an interesting one.
Heading level 2. Watch more.
So that's that story. That's Lena Dunham being an absolute vapid fop. um that's 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 that. um what is I want to see the check. Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. What else is chat saying here? So we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop here, guys. And I am going to go get some housework done before I go pick up my little one from school. I want to thank everyone for coming out and watching today. I'm sorry it's not a full 2-hour stream, but at least it's more than an hour. It usually is just an hour on Thursdays, so I'm happy I was able to bring you a bit of a longer stream. Sorry it's not the full 2 hours. But remember, tomorrow is call-in day, and we will go the full 2 hours tomorrow. So make sure that you have a working Google Hangouts and a working mic. And what we'll do is I will start the stream, and I'll say hi to everybody, and we'll bring in, well, I'll put the Hangout link in chat, within the first 5 minutes or so of the show. We'll have, 4 or 5 people come in. Some people will want to stay for the whole thing. Some people may have to leave. So I may end up putting the link in chat again later on in the stream. But it's just going to be a fun day. If anyone who wants to come has any news that they want to read or share with us, just grab some stuff. It's just a relaxed, fun conversation, stuff to react to, funny stuff, just all sorts of fun. We'll have lots of fun tomorrow. And the Star Trek stream on Saturday will be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. We're talking about Deep Space Nine's Penumbra Part 1 until Death Do Us Part 2. Tomorrow the show is at noon Eastern, 5 GMT, 11 a.m. Central. Yes, tomorrow is call-in day. I hope everyone has an amazing day today. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. We will definitely see everybody back here tomorrow. And have a great one, you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.